it's Sandy, and today I'm doing the I Messed Up book tag, which was created by the lovely Chami from ReadLikeWildFire, and I was also tagged by her, so thank you, Chami, for creating this tag and for tagging me. Number 1 is a character appearance that you misread and imagined differently. One character that I imagined completely differently is Miss Peregrine from Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I don't know if it's just me, but like hearing the word Miss next to this name, I just imagined her as some old lady. And then I saw the trailer for the movie and Miss Peregrine's some like young woman, and I'm just like, oh, I did not expect that. Number 2 is a character name that you've been pronouncing wrong. I feel like I usually am pretty good with pronouncing character names, but there are definitely some names every now and then that I just don't know how to pronounce. And that name is Marguerite from 1,000 Pieces of You. I will insert the text of how Marguerite's name is spelled. When I first saw her name, I just pronounced it as Margaret because I thought it was some fancy way of spelling Margaret and the author was trying to be unique. But then I listened to the audiobook of the second book in this trilogy and I found out that it was pronounced Marguerite. Another character name that I've been pronouncing wrong is Shazi from The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adjei. Shazi is actually a nickname. I don't know how to pronounce the full name. It's like Sharzad. Clearly, I still don't know how it's pronounced. Number 3 is an overused trope that is your guilty pleasure. I love it when a book has a funny sidekick. For example, we have Kenji from Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. Kenji is probably my favorite out of all the sidekicks. We also have Roar from Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi, H from Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and we also have Chubbs from The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Number 4 is a cliche character type that you like better on screen than reading about. I really like seeing the bad boy type on screen than actually reading about. I do have a few books that are my favorite that include the bad boy character, but I really enjoy seeing it on screen than actually reading about it. Number 5 is a word or phrase that you learned about because of its use in a book. Chami also talked about this word in her video, and I would have to agree. That word is mundane from The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. Even after reading the first couple books in The Mortal Instruments, I didn't realize that mundane was an actual word. I just thought it was a term for that world. But then I was reading another book, and that book used the word mundane, and I was like, wait, hold up. I was really confused because why is this Shadowhunter term showing up in this contemporary book? And then I googled the word mundane, and I learned its definition. And now I know that it's an actual word that people use, and every time someone uses the word mundane in my life, I can't help but think of the Shadowhunter world. A few other words that I learned about because of its use in a book is from Divergent by Veronica Roth. A few of the faction names are actual words in real life, such as Dauntless, Candor, Amity. I didn't know that when I read this book, but after reading Divergent, I do now. Yay for learning! Number 6 is, have you ever not read or completed a required reading for school? For me, this question is no. I always read the required readings for school. Sometimes I do skim read, but most of the time I do end up reading the whole book. I'm very paranoid that if I don't read a required reading for school, that my teacher is going to like give us a pop quiz and I will just utterly fail it. The thought of failing and doing poorly in school just makes me very nervous, and I hate that feeling, so I always end up doing the required reading. Number 7 is, have you ever skipped a chapter or wanted to skip a chapter from a character point of view that you're not interested in? Yes. For this question, my answer is Manon from Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I thought Manon's chapters were so confusing, I had no idea what was going on, and I was also pretty bored at times, so I really wanted to skip her chapters, but I didn't. I just pushed through and read it. Fortunately, I enjoyed her chapters a lot more in Queen of Shadows, and I'm really glad that happened. And the last question is, have you ever canceled social plans to read a book? From watching other people do this tag, a lot of their answers are yes. For me, no, I haven't. There are definitely times where I don't want to do something social because I want to finish a book, but then I have FOMO, I have the fear of missing out, so I end up being social anyways. My reasoning is that I know that when I come back home, this book will still be here for me, but if I miss the chance of being social, I won't get that experience back.